Lakini pia nyinyi watu wa Vihiga na watu ya Western, hii kitu ya Mwami Musalia anatafuta ni kiti ya Kenya. Na kiti ya Kenya ni mzuri kupiga kelele hapa na kushangilia, ni mzuri. Lakini pia kupata kiti ya urais inataka strategy. Lazima upange hesabu mzuri. Ukienda tu kienyeji namna hii itakuwa ngumu, itaharibika. Ndugu yangu Mwami Musalia, sasa wewe tunataka hiyo safari unakuaga State House pale Mombasa, unakuja hapa. Unapiga story huko ndani, hatujui umesema nini, unapiga picha hapa hivi. Mnafanya mnarudi, mnatoka Nairobi, unaenda Mombasa. Unatoka Mombasa, unarudi Nairobi. Kwanza nikwambie ndugu yangu, mwenye nyumba hiyo ya State House, ukiona maneno yake, ameamua kwamba anatakia ODM kiti ya urais. Na lakini anataka kuzungusha nyinyi muendelee kukaa na yeye tu, badala ya kutafuta kura kwa raia. Unatoka State House Nairobi, unaenda State House Mombasa, unarudi Nairobi, unaenda Mombasa. Wakati hiyo Ruto anazunguka Kenya hii akitafuta kura. Ile wakati leo unarealize kiti imepeanwa kwa yule muungwana, wewe hauna time ya kurudi kwa raia.
Nataka niombe wa Kenya msichague watu wenye hasira bana. Na ukweli usemwe. Mkiangalia runinga kesho, ukiangalia sura ya Ruto, hasira. Ukiangalia sura ya Raila, hasira. I'm asking you Kenyans, when you look at me, do you see anger? Do you see bitterness?
Let's now cross over to Kakamega. Willie Lusige is on standby for us. Lusige, following that story, what are the residents of Kakamega saying about him, saying no to coalitions with the deputy president? Lusige, can you hear me?
Please come up again.
What are the residents saying in regards to that story?
Musalia Mudavadi is playing a critical role in terms of the politics for 2022 presidential election, because we are all aware that the Luhya community is the second most populous in the country after the Kikuyu community, which translates directly into the numbers of voters. That's why you see everyone is concerned to see which route will Musalia Mudavadi be able to take in terms of the 2022 presidential election. Will he vie on his own like the way he did in 2013? Will he support another presidential candidate like he did in 2017? And that is the same question that a number of leaders from Rift Valley posed to Musalia Mudavadi on Tuesday in Vihiga, and he said definitely he is going to run on his own because he feels that if he supports Raila Odinga does not have that goodwill. Much of what he has said in that footage, that he said there are people who are angry, including the Deputy President William Ruto. And apart from that, also he said he feels that the closeness of the Luhya community, which is in Western, and that one of Rift Valley, which the Deputy President William Ruto comes from, cannot allow him to work with him as in support of the 2022 presidential election. That's why he said he feels he'll be in the ballot alone. He thinks that he will walk the walk alone, and he thinks that he will not be able to support the two presidential candidates, that is Raila Odinga and William Samoei Ruto. But today we want to hear the comments of the people of Western, because also they are the voters, they are the ones who will decide when 2022 comes. Are they supporting the candidate of Musalia Mudavadi? Are they feeling that it's high time he comes and works with the other presidential candidates, not only Raila and Ruto, even others who have presidential ambitions when it comes to 2022? Let's begin with your name. From the statement that Musalia Mudavadi gave, what is your opinion?
My name is Jeff Mwenje. I'm a youth leader here in Kakamega County. I had a leader, Musalia Mudavadi, insist that he will be on the ballot and that he is not going to relinquish or support any other person. To me, I'll advise him and any other presidential candidate that is around, or any other Kenyan, that it's not just a matter of appearing on the ballot paper. It's not just a matter of contesting. Otherwise, if it is just contesting for presidency, then it means even 40 million Kenyans cannot equally contest. But it is about, are you sure you are able to win this presidency? Is Musalia Mudavadi prepared to win this presidency? Because he once contested, he was once on the ballot 2013, and he saw how the results were. Therefore, if he just wants to contest just to be seen, or to be seen to have appeared on the ballot paper, then let him proceed. But he should also search himself and ask himself, does he have that support Is he ready to campaign for presidency of this Republic of Kenya? Because as I understand, Kenya has 47 constituencies with over 18 million registered voters. How many Kenyans that Musalia can marshal to make him president as it is now?
We have seen a lot of pressure for him to work with either Raila or Ruto. What is your opinion in that?
I'll advise him because the writings are on the wall, as we all can see. Right now, we have two major forces. We have Raila force and the Ruto force. To me, I'll advise him to choose where to belong. Otherwise, if he just wants to contest, because others are contesting, then I can assure him that he is late as things are now. For now, I don't think he's much prepared to contest for presidency.
Thank you so much. So for him, the opinion is Musalia Mudavadi should support the two candidates. What is your name?
I'm Sungu Ngaira, a resident of Kakamega County, a businessman in Kakamega town. Yeah.
What is your comment on Musalia Mudavadi's statement?
To myself, I normally say, any great leader can only arise into power being supported with the other great leaders within his jurisdiction. For example, he himself cannot ascend into power unless he gets support from other potential leaders within our country. That is why you had that 2002, Kibaki had contested on 92, 97. But when the big leaders came together in 2002, they actually enabled Mwai Kibaki to ascend into power. Even in 97, Kijana Maumalo was on a ballot paper. 97, Raila Odinga was on a ballot paper. But they realized that you cannot, you alone, ascend into power by not being supported with other leaders. Now that is why they came together to support Mwai Kibaki to make sure he ascended to power. And they only supported Mwai Kibaki because of the policy he had laid down, that he want to do 1, 2, 3 to Kenyan. So here, let us not concentrate on the personalities. Look at what the potential, what are the policy that so-and-so stand for. Does it suit the common mwananchi? If it suits the common mwananchi, we go, we sit down and discuss and see how best can we come together and make sure we are sent into power and make sure that what the other person stands for is the same that I stand for. Now, when we come together, we shall make sure those policies are workable to improve the livelihood of the common mwananchi.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Let me speak with the other few too, and then we can wrap up this. What is your name?
I'm Owen Msoma, a resident and youth leader in Kakamega. First, I would want to say that talking of a personality of a leader is not an issue that you're supposed to talk about right now, because everybody has his or her own characters, and nobody in this world doesn't have temper. You cannot talk of churches right now, modern churches, without talking of Simon Peter. Simon Peter had a lot of anger, but Jesus took him as one of the disciples. So let us look at individuals and what they can do for this country. And as for Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, he's a leader, and we expect him to join hands with others so that we can make Kenya a different country. For example, you cannot work in Kenya without being close with other leaders. And I would say Musalia Mudavadi is better placed working with Raila Odinga, because when we were moving around talking about NASA, we were NASAring Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto. So right now, Musalia, the only way he is supposed to finish the agenda of Canaan is let him join hands with Raila Odinga. Let us move forward and make this country a better place for everybody.
But he said he's willing to, if he's supported, but he cannot support another candidate. Do you think that is not fair?
To me, as a leader, he has his own opinion. But what I would say, as Musalia Mudavadi, let him lock himself up in a room alone and think about the community of Western and himself as an individual. Because what we know, he's being put under pressure. People are putting him under siege. We have seen people who want to be governors, MPs, senators. They are forcing him to go it alone because of their individual gain. They're not thinking about the Luhya community. They're not thinking about Musalia Mudavadi. They don't care if he wins or loses. But what they want is let Musalia go to the ballot and let them win their seats. So let him sit down and think about it, that he has a community to carry on his back. he has his family to carry on his back. And he has also the leaders in Western to carry on his back. So let him gauge and weigh and look at where the weight is falling for him to decide on where to support and whom to work with. But I would suggest that the only place, the best place Musalia Mudavadi has for his country is to work with the Honorable Raila Odinga.
Why not Ruto?
Ruto was to be nurtured. How would he come and convince us that now he cannot work, he can work with Ruto after telling us nurture how? It is not logical. It cannot work. He has a lot to convince that now these people, we were to nurture them, but now sasa to geuze maneno, let us now leave. No, he has a lot to convince people, but working with Raila Odinga, it's easy for him to sail through. Yeah.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. The last one, you can wind up 30 seconds.
My name is Rafael Mtua. Actually, I wanted to talk about Honorable Musalia's sentiments on Ruto's anger issues. Leadership is a calling. And actually what we expect from leaders, it is leaders to be humble. Especially right now, the time that we are going to elections, as youths, we expect leaders to at least to have that talk.
You can relax, take your time.
To have that talk of being humble. The sentiment that are talking right now, it will affect us, the youths. Because at the moment, the youth, see a leader talking like this about another leader, I'll come up to a group of youth telling them, you saw yesterday Musalia talked this and this, and usually create anger. And that talk alone, it creates anger, it makes the youth to have a thinking that Musalia said this, Ruto said this, but as for the youth, want peace in this country, and our leaders kindly, the sentiment that you are putting on television, on rallies, it affects us, we the youths. That's all.
Thank you so much. So, Ashley and our viewers, those are some of the comments of the people of Western, especially in regard to what Musalia Mudavadi said on Tuesday, where he said he's willing only to support other presidential candidates if they will support him in his ambition to become the president of this country, but he's not ready to work with the deputy president and ODM party leader Raila Odinga for him to support them for their presidential candidate. He said this is the time that he feels he should be on the ballot alone, if not supported, and be able to clinch the top seat when it comes to 2022, Ashley.